Welcome in.
Welcome.
Cheers to a whole new chapter.
A new chapter. Yes.
What happened?
My buck teeth, they just went...
My buck teeth. You don't have buck teeth, boo. Have you been living a life thinking you do?
Yeah, I just think these two are really big. Enjoy.
Is that comparative or just...
Yeah.
When I was little, I sucked my thumb for so long.
They come forward.
But no, they looked okay, but they were threatening me. They were like, if you don't stop soon, you're gonna have buck teeth. And then I was like, oh. They had to put the sticky nail polish on me.
Right.
And that's what I'm gonna do to Kyle to make him stop.
Biting his nails.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
So.
Fair enough. We're going to start with bad news first and then good news after.
Okay, yeah. So, welcome back to Roomies Readalong with Joëlle and Maddy.
That's Joëlle Maddy.
Hi. We are going to give you some bad news.
Yeah. It's not bad.
But
it's just...
It's change, and change can be scary.
Change is good.
So, Maddy and I have been roommates for a year and a month.
A year and a month.
Until this week, when she moved out.
Yeah.
So, this is now a fraudulent channel because we're no longer roomies, but we are going to keep it as Roomies Readalong.
Because we're always roomies forever.
Yeah.
Legally.
We have signed paperwork to justify it.
Yeah.
We've actually done a few bits of legal paperwork throughout our relationship. When Maddy first moved in, we had to work pretty hard to get the cat and the dog to become friends. My dog had to wear a muzzle. It was a whole thing for 2 months?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just find some random content of that, of
my
where we
God.
started with Cora on the lead with a muzzle to where we ended up with them just playing and being really cute.
Yeah.
So proud of that.
That's so
achievement.
cute.
Anyways, I made you sign the pet agreement that you wouldn't come for me if Cora hurt Lily.
Yeah. Or if Lily hurt Cora.
It was a joke, but I was also... I just wanted you to understand that I was concerned.
You were. She was really concerned. The rest of us were like, just let her.
I was like, and do it your own risk. And I was such a helicopter mum. And all of you guys were like, it's fine. Let her off now. And I'm like, oh. Anyway, we got there.
Yeah.
So then recently when we had our 1 year anniversary of our friendship / roomiehood.
Yep. That's good.
We went out on a platonic date. We watched Wicked.
Yeah.
We had American burgers and chips and cocktails.
Some chips.
We exchanged nifty gifties and we exchanged paperwork. So it was poetry and letters and blah blah blah. Gross. I also included a riblings agreement.
Yeah.
And a ribling is like a roommate sibling.
Yeah.
So kind of knew that you were going to move out at some point. So it was even though you're going to move out, we're still going to have that bond forever.
Forever and ever. You can't shake me.
Yeah.
I'm the barnacles of your boat.
But don't stress, she's only 45 minutes away. Really not that far away. And you're going to come over once a week and we'll record.
Yeah.
So this will continue.
Yeah.
The goodness will continue. In more of a friendship manner than a roomie manner, but we're just gonna roll with it.
Yeah. Roll with it.
But it's scary. Yeah, so I've just survived my first week without you.
Yep. And you did so good.
Oh, and the other thing is not only that you've moved out, but you have your new job. And the job is 10 minutes from where you live now. So yeah, you're settling into your new life, and I'm really proud of you.
Thanks.
Which is why I got you this. Can we move on to the good news now?
Yeah. Oh, there's my car. My car's gone.
Okay.
That's the sad news. So
So
the car
pretty
that we
much-
put in the mechanic ages ago and many, many chapters ago, she's dead.
Yeah.
And she's gone off to the
After
wreckers.
you injected some money and love and effort a few different times with a few different mechanics, Cyclone was coming for us and the car went,
Yeah. She was like,
bye.
I got you here. That's it.
Yeah, and then I said, I feel like the car's job was just to get you to
It
that
was.
next chapter.
Then that's all I asked it to do.
Again, no pun intended.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you've moved 45 minutes away, you have your new house, your car died, it got towed, you're carless,
Yeah.
you have your new job, and
So many things.
cool.
It's crazy. It's crazy how
You're in
much
a different
change has
council
happened.
area.
I'm in a different council, exactly as I'd asked for.
I'm excited for you to live happily, independently ever after. But to also be like cheerleading from the sides and watching it unfold.
Yeah, it's wild.
So
Yeah. I like to think that I've become quite adaptable and ready for change. I almost
you're
welcome it.
definitely not afraid to change multiple things at once.
Yeah, I'm kind of like let's just go for it and just wipe this away.
Rip the band-aid off, just upheave my whole life and just throw it in the bin and start again.
Yeah.
Whereas I had this chat with you, I remember being like, you know, we've got these different pillars of our lives and we can change a pillar as long as the other pillars are sturdy. And you were like, yeah, cool story. Anyway.
Bulldozer, fucking 360, pillars gone. It's time to lay a new foundation.
On to the good news. I have some nifty gifties. So I just survived my first week without Maddy as my roommate. And I started compiling. There were a few things around the place where I was like, oh this. And so it's sort of like your housewarming going away present, except we're not in your house, we're in my house, but it's...
Is it all the things I forgot?
It's a mixture.
So I did forget something.
This is just to signify the new chapter.
I love when you tie things with ribbons and like string and stuff. It makes me so excited. Oh my god, yeah, it is most of the things I forgot. No, no, I don't want this.
Okay, so this is just a gag because I knew that you'd hate it. Can you see how long he stays today?
Oh my god.
Oh, not today.
You're not.
You
Wait.
can go here.
Wait, bookmark. It's so cute. Wallies. There's burgers in there. There's burgers in there.
Yeah, look, we've gone through a decent amount of lollies together.
We have.
So
I miss having
it
lollies.
was just cute. I just saw it at Aldi and I was like, this is gonna be your Easter gift. So
Yes.
I love sour lollies so much.
They're really good.
So the fact that I could even save this to give to you.
I know.
That's
That's
kind of
insane.
The gift. Yeah.
That's insane. Band-aids.
Not
Good
just
shit.
Band-Aids, but ginormous Band-Aids. Maddy just has like a lot of ailments, so I sort of went through the first aid kit and like got a few things.
Did you?
See a little card in there?
Cutie.
Wait, start at the start and read it. It's gonna be hard to read.
Because you really do. Stink! Just like the little rectilincus hole upon someone's filthy, nasty butt. But guys, look. It's a literal hole. I love this so much.
Okay, so I'll read it to them.
This is so good.
So it's like,
I love it. Why is there a lemon?
because they help with stinkiness. So it all started as a stink box. So it's like the card is because you really do stink. Just like the little...
Oh my god, the soap. Okay.
rectilincus hole upon someone's filthy, nasty butt. And from JoJo.
Yeah, because we always say we stink to each other.
It was funny because not long after I was writing the card and you just sent me a voice message and you were like, you freaking stink or something. And I
Really?
was like, okay. So then I put even more. So like the incense.
The soap.
The soap.
The incense. Oh,
But
good.
then I was like, it's also kind of a new home care package because
Yeah, whatever.
things can be useful in your new home.
Freaking this.
Random
Perfume.
perfume that I decided isn't for me, but might be
Real.
for
I
you.
love Marc Jacobs.
I didn't even know it was Marc Jacobs, so it's all yours now, boo.
Bananas.
These are my favorite.
Yeah, that's just because I saw them and thought of you.
Wow.
Not because you stink.
Wow. My all-purpose homemade spray.
Yeah.
I was gonna be like, I guess I'll just leave it here. I guess
Yeah.
it's a gift.
I bet
Because
you
this
had
is
that
originally
thought.
yours, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Kyle was like, that's ours. I was like, the bottle is ours, but the sticker and the innards are Maddie's. Because she likes to make her multi-purpose spray out of essential oils and lemons or some shit.
Yeah.
So it's yours now.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But you can just use it to put your special.
Yeah. My special
Your
homemade
shit.
stuff in. Huh. No pong and deodorant.
Some vegan deodorant.
Why not?
I got to a point where I was just
Really?
like,
Yes. I have not had enough money to buy myself new
I
ones.
bought a pack and then I was like, she can have one sheet.
Wow. A gift. A freaking lemon.
A lemon. I just look. Some of them are fillers, okay.
That's fine. If
But
you
I-
want
I-
your lemon back, you can.
I thought the lemon
But if not, I
might
will.
be involved in the.
Yeah, no. I will use that lemon if you don't want it back.
Absolutely.
This is from Lucy, isn't it?
I made it with Lucy at a girls' night, and it's an essential oils thing. It has crystals and petals in it.
She says to relax.
Yeah.
I'm so relaxed. What are you talking about?
So this is a stain remover that I'm really passionate about called Exit, and it's so handy. It's like a stick. It's from the frickin' 80s or something. I don't know. I'm gonna get this wrong. We haven't played it recently. I
Yeah.
have my tarot game, which I hope we can
Play.
more. But I gave you the instruction card and then the queen card because you're a queen.
Cute. That's so cool. Okay, more band-aids.
Yeah, medium-sized band-aids.
Nice. But what is this? There's a candle in here.
It's yours.
Is it actually?
Some of it is returning yours.
Friggin' toy.
I thought I'd give you mine.
Yeah, you're so
because
sweet.
Your one, in case you never find it, you can have mine.
Yeah, I'll take this to work. They'll be like, fuck, she's come in with another toy. Yes! You know what, I noticed, no, I looked at my toes and I was like, oh, for fuck. And then I looked at my nails and I was like, fuck, I left my nail polish here.
That was the last edition. It only went in about 2 hours ago.
Toilet paper?
Because you stink!
Yes. Webcam. Yes! Webcam cover!
So that and the other bookmark was like from Kyle's stash, and I was like, this is from Kyle.
No, this is good because I hate the idea of people watching me. It's so freaky. I always think someone's watching me. And there's a soap in here, which I already... Wait, there's another soap. There's 2 soaps.
You're really stinky, one for each pit.
Fuck. Could you imagine me in the shower being like, I'm really stinky. And I'll be like, Jimmy, don't touch those bars of soap. They're for my pits. That's so cool. Is this got a real head thing in there?
Yes.
Fuck
I
yes.
thought you might be excited to own your own head.
Yeah, man. Hold the front door.
Are you gonna let me do it to you, or do you have
I suppose you may. Fuck in oath.
It's cool. It has like... Okay, ready? Whoa.
That feels so good. I love it. I've always wanted one. It's just for the head scratch. Amen, sister. Well, thank you, Joëlle, for returning some of the stuff I did and didn't forget.
Started as a you stink box, and then I was like, wait, I can return things.
Yes, yes,
And then I
yes.
just added bananas.
Good
and
shit.
things.
This is good. This is good because I've been really craving something sweet at night. But this is good. Thank you so much.
Okay, so this is like a 3-part intro. So I have a final gift.
Okay.
It comes with a story. So
Oh, if it's your teeth, I'm gonna fucking throw up. I don't want to know, Joëlle. I don't want to know, Joëlle. Anyways, chapter 11, I called it reality check. Now the recap of chapter 11 by yours truly. If I can remember it. Okay, so Daddy Impy isn't actually her daddy. It's a freaking Fae thing. Tamlin's out hunting Bog. He didn't want his title, which is High Lord. It was, as we said last time, thrusted upon him. Yes, and we speculated about it. So if you're curious about what we said, go watch it. And then I'm pretty sure he was like, "Your family's being taken care of," and she's like, "What do I do with my life now? What is my purpose?" And she's just spending time with Lucian because Tamlin's out running around. And then we get left on this stupid fucking end of a chapter, anti-cliffhanger. And she's just had a nightmare, which made us question some stuff, so go check that out. And then it just ended with her not even, like, coming out of bed, but not her feet haven't even touched the ground. It just ended with her, like, hanging off the side of the bed. Who does that? Anyways,
Sarah?
that's my recap. So much can happen. Tamlin's gonna stop fucking around. He'll have some time for her. Hopefully they kindle, they have a little chat and they start to bond because Farah's like, oh, I have nothing to do. What could I possibly do except, I don't know, fulfill a certain desire, perhaps. Tamlin will indulge her desire to get that pussy. Pussy farm. Pussy. So yeah, there's that, I think. We'll get onto the brinks of that.
So are you saying she'll paint in this chapter, or just
No.
there'll be progress?
There'll be progress.
Bonding
Bonding, yeah. And probably some more revealing of the drama of this her, hopefully.
Okay. All right, time to do our favourite part. Disclaimer.
How typically human of you to think that this is an audio book.
It's preposterous, for we do not just read scripture aloud.
We foretell, we ruminate, and we wander.
Prepare yourself for unexpected adventures as we embark on this chapter ahead.
That's it.
Okay. Akatar, chapter 12. I couldn't entirely shake the horror, the gore of my dream as I walked down the dark halls of the manor, the servants and Lucian long since asleep. But I had to do something, anything, after that nightmare, if only to avoid sleeping. A bit of paper in one hand and a pen gripped in the other, I carefully traced my steps, noting the windows and doors and exits, occasionally jotting down vague sketches and X's on the parchment. It was the best I could do, and to any literate human, my markings would have made no sense.
I forget she's illiterate. I guess the fact that we're starting with that, it's going to be something about the fact she can't read and write. Oh, okay.
But I couldn't write or read more than my basic letters, and my makeshift map was better than nothing. If I were to remain here, it was essential to know the best hiding places, the easiest way out, should things ever go badly for me. I couldn't entirely let go of the instinct. It was too dim to admire any of the paintings lining the walls, and I didn't dare risk a candle. These past 3 days, there had been servants in the halls when I worked up the nerve to look at the art, and the part of me that spoke with Nesta's voice had laughed at the idea of an ignorant human trying to admire fairy art. Some other time then, I'd told myself. I would find another day, a quiet hour when no one was around to look at them. I had plenty of hours now, a whole lifetime in front of me. Perhaps I'd figure out what I wished to do with it.
Oh, now I got so much time on my hand, I guess I could just paint.
Yeah, it's just that question of what's your purpose now. I crept down the main staircase, moonlight flooding the black and white tiles of the entrance hall. Your favourite black and white tiles. Oh, and it's a full moon tonight.
Yeah.
I reached the bottom, my bare feet silent on the cold tiles, and listened. Nothing. No one. I set my little map on the foyer table and drew a few X's and circles to signify the doors, the windows, the marble stairs of the front hall. I would become so familiar with the house that I could navigate it even if someone blinded me. A breeze announced his arrival, and I turned from the table toward the long hall, to the open glass doors to the garden. I'd forgotten how huge he was in this form, forgotten the curled horns and lupine face, the bear-like body that moved with a feline fluidity. His green eyes glowed in the darkness, fixing on me, and as the doors snicked shut behind him, the clicking of claws on marble filled the hall.
Gross.
I stood still, not daring to flinch, to move a muscle. He limped slightly, and
Fuck, I forgot about that.
in the moonlight, dark, shining stains were left in his wake. He continued toward me, stealing the air from the entire hall. He was so big that the space felt cramped, like a cage. The scrape of a claw, the huff of uneven breathing, the dripping of blood. Between one step and the next, he changed forms, and I squeezed my eyes shut at the blinding flash. When at last my eyes adjusted to the returning darkness, he was standing in front of me. How is he not naked?
I don't know.
Like, I would assume going from beast to boy.
Yeah, but it's magic, right? Beast boy.
Standing, but not quite there. No sign of the baldric or his knives. His clothes were in shreds, long, vicious slashes that made me wonder how he wasn't gutted and dead. But the muscled skin peering out beneath his shirt was smooth, unharmed. Did you kill the bog? My voice was hardly more than a whisper. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. A dull, empty answer, as if he couldn't be bothered to remember to be pleasant. as if I were at the very, very bottom of a long list of priorities. "You're hurt," I said, even more quietly.
God.
Indeed, his hand was covered in blood, even more splattering on the floor beneath him. He looked at it blankly, as if it took some monumental effort to remember that he even had a hand, and that it was injured.
You're right. It is bloody, isn't it?
What effort of will and strength had it taken to kill the bog, to face that wretched menace? How deep had he had to dig inside himself, to whatever immortal power and animal that lived there, to kill it? He glanced down at the map on the table, and his voice was void of anything, any emotion, any anger or amusement, as he said, "What is that?" I snatched up the map. I thought I should learn my surroundings. Drip, drip, drip. I opened my mouth to point out his hand again, but he said, "You can't write, can you?" I didn't answer. I didn't know what to say. Ignorant, insignificant human. No wonder you became so adept at other things. I suppose... I guess that's like a compliment.
Yeah.
I suppose he was so far gone in thinking about his encounter with the bog that he hadn't even realised the compliment he'd given me, if it was a compliment. Another splatter of blood on the marble. "Where can we clean up your hand?" He lifted his head to look at me again, still and silent and weary. Then he said, "There's a small infirmary." I wanted to tell myself that it was probably the most useful thing I'd learned all night, but as I followed him there, avoiding the blood he trailed, I thought of what Lucian had told me about his isolation, that burden, thought of what Tamlin had mentioned about how these estates should never have been his, and I felt sorry for him. Time is passing.
Because it takes so much time for them to walk to an infirmary.
The infirmary was well stocked. Sarah's like,
Let's just get there already.
I can't be bothered walking you step by step. Let's just be there.
Yeah.
Fast forward to the infirmary.
Yeah.
The infirmary was well stocked, but was more of a supply closet with a work table than an actual space to host sick fairies. I suppose that was all they needed when they could heal themselves with their immortal powers. But this wound wasn't healing. Tamlin slumped against the edge of the table, gripping his injured hand at the wrist as he watched me sort through the supplies in the cabinets and drawers. When I'd gathered what I needed, I tried not to balk at the thought of touching him, but I didn't let myself give in to my dread as I took his hand, the heat of his skin like an inferno against my cool fingers. I cleaned off his bloody, dirty hand, bracing for the first flash of those claws. But his claws remained retracted, and he kept silent as I bound and wrapped his hand. Surprisingly enough, there was no more than a few vicious cuts, none of them requiring stitching. I secured the bandage in place and stepped away, bringing the bowl of bloody water to the deep sink in the back of the room. His eyes were a brand upon me as I finished cleaning, and the room became too small, too hot. He'd killed the bog and walked away relatively unscathed. If Tamlin was that powerful, then the High Lords of Prythian must be mere gods. Every mortal instinct in my body bleated in panic at the thought. I was almost at the open door, stifling the urge to bolt back to my room, when he said, "You can't write, yet you learned to hunt, to survive. How?" I paused, with my foot on the threshold. That's what happens when you're responsible for lives other than your own, isn't it? You do what you have to do. He was still sitting on the table, still straddling that inner line between the here and now and wherever he'd had to go in his mind to endure the fight with the bog. I met his feral and glowing stare. "You aren't what I expected for a human," he said. I didn't reply, and he didn't say goodbye as I walked out. Time is passing. Oh, hey. Next morning, as I made my way down the grand staircase, I tried not to think too much about the clean-washed marble tiles on the floor below. No sign of the blood Tamlin had lost.
I tried not to think too much at all about our encounter, actually. When I found the front hall empty, I almost smiled. I felt a ripple in that hollow emptiness that had been hounding me. Perhaps now, perhaps in this moment of quiet, I could at last look through the art on the walls, take time to observe it, learn it, admire it, heart racing at the thought. I was about to head toward a hall I had noted was nearly covered in painting after painting, when low male voices floated out from the dining room. I paused. The voices were tense enough that I made my steps silent as I slid into the shadows behind the open door. A cowardly, wretched thing to do, but what they were saying had me shoving aside any guilt. I just want to know what you think you're doing. It was Lucian, that familiar, lazy viciousness coating each word. What are you doing? Tamlin snapped. Through the space between the hinge and the door, I could glimpse the two of them standing almost face to face. On Tamlin's non-bandaged hand, his claws shone in the morning light. Me? Lucian put a hand to his chest. By the cauldron, Tam. There isn't much time, and you're just sulking and glowering. You're not even trying to fake it anymore. My brows rose. Tamlin turned away but whirled back a moment later, his teeth bared. It was a mistake from the start. I can't stomach it, not after what my father did to their kind, to their lands. I won't follow in his footsteps, won't be that sort of person. So back off. Back off? Back off while you seal our fate and ruin everything? I stayed with you out of hope, not to watch you stumble. For someone with a heart of stone, yours is certainly soft these days. The bog was on our lands. The bog, Tamlin. The barriers between courts have vanished, and even our woods are teeming with filth like the puka. Are you just going to start living out there, slaughtering every bit of vermin that slinks in? Watch your mouth, Tamlin said. Lucian stepped toward him, exposing his teeth as well. A pulsing kind of air hit me in the stomach, and a metallic stench filled my nose. But I couldn't see any magic, only feel it. I couldn't tell if that made it worse. Don't push me, Lucian. Tamlin's tone became dangerously quiet, and the hair on the back of my neck stood as he emitted a growl that was pure animal. You think I don't know what's happening on my own lands? What I've got to lose? What's lost already? The blight. Perhaps it was contained, but it seemed it was still wreaking havoc, still a threat, and perhaps one they truly didn't want me knowing about, either from lack of trust or because I was no one and nothing to them. I leaned forward, but as I did, my fingers slipped and softly thudded against the door. A human might not have heard, but both high fae whirled. My heart stumbled. I stepped toward the threshold, clearing my throat as I came up with a dozen excuses to shield myself. I looked at Lucian and forced myself to smile. His eyes widened, and I had to wonder if it was because of that smile or because I looked truly guilty. Are you going out for a ride? I said, feeling a bit sick as I gestured behind me with a thumb. I hadn't planned on riding with him today, but it sounded like a decent excuse. Lucian's russet eye was bright, though the smile he gave me didn't need it. The face of Tamlin's emissary, more court-trained and calculating than I'd seen him yet. I'm unavailable today, he said. He jerked his chin to Tamlin. He'll go with you. Tamlin shot his friend a look of disdain that he took few pains to hide. His usual baldric was armed with more knives than I'd seen before, and their ornate metal handles glinted as he turned to me, his shoulders tight. Whenever you want to go, just say so. The claws of his free hand slipped back under his skin. No. I almost said it aloud as I turned pleading eyes to Lucian. Lucian merely patted my shoulder as he passed by. Perhaps tomorrow, human. Alone with Tamlin. I swallowed hard. He stood there, waiting. I don't want to go for a hunt, I finally said quietly. True. I hate hunting. He cocked his head. Then what do you want to do?
Paint.
Time is passing.
Oh.
Tamlin led me down the halls. A soft breeze laced with the scent of roses slipped in through the open windows to caress my face. "You've been going for hunts," Tamlin said at last, "but you really don't have any interest in hunting." He cast me a sidelong glance. "No wonder you two never catch anything." No trace of the hollow, cold warrior of the night before, or of the angry fey noble of minutes before. Just Tamlin right now, it seemed. I'd be a fool to let my guard down around Tamlin, to think that his acting naturally meant anything, especially when something was so clearly amiss at his estate. He'd taken down the bog, and that made him the most dangerous creature I'd ever encountered. I didn't quite know what to make of him, and said somewhat stiltedly, "How's your hand?" He flexed his bandaged hand, studying the white bindings, stark and clean against his sun-kissed skin. "I didn't thank you." "You don't need to." But he shook his head, and his golden hair caught and held the morning light as if it were spun from the sun itself. The bog's bite was crafted to slow the healing of high fae long enough to kill us. "You have my gratitude." When I shrugged it off, he added, "How did you learn to bind wounds like this? I can still use the hand, even with the wrappings." "Trial and error. I had to be able to pull a bowstring the next day." He was quiet as we turned down another sun-drenched marble hallway, and I dared to look at him. I found him carefully studying me, his lips in a thin line. "Has anyone ever taken care of you?" he asked quietly. No. I'd long since stopped feeling sorry for myself about it. "Did you learn to hunt in a similar manner? Trial and error?" "I spied on hunters when I could get away with it, then practiced until I hit something. When I missed, we didn't eat. So learning how to aim was the first thing I figured out." "I'm curious," he said casually. The amber in his green eyes was glowing. Perhaps not all traces of that beast warrior were gone. "Are you ever going to use that knife you stole from my table?"
Yeah, I knew you know.
I stiffened. "How did you know?" "Beneath the mask." Oh my god, I completely forgot they're wearing masks. Did you?
No.
Okay, good.
It's all I know them for, dude.
Yeah. Oh, that's right, he's wearing a mask. I stiffened. "How did you know?" Beneath the mask, I could have sworn his brows were raised. I was trained to notice these things, but I could smell the fear on you more than anything. What?
Fear! Fear! Fear has fear!
I grumbled. I thought no one noticed. He gave me a crooked smile, more genuine than all the faked smiles and flattery he'd given me before. "Regardless of the treaty, if you want to stand a chance at escaping my kind, you'll need to think more creatively than stealing dinner knives. But with your affinity for eavesdropping, maybe you'll someday learn something valuable." My ears flared with heat. I wasn't sorry," I mumbled, but I ran through what I'd overheard. There was no point in pretending I hadn't eavesdropped. "Lucian said you didn't have much time." What did he mean? Are more creatures like the bog going to come here thanks to the blight? Tamlin went rigid, scanning the hall around us, taking in every sight and sound and scent. Then he shrugged, too stiff to be genuine. "I'm an immortal. I have nothing but time, Feyre." He said my name with such intimacy, as if he weren't a creature capable of killing monsters made from nightmares. I opened my mouth to demand more of an answer, but he cut me off. "The force plaguing our lands and powers, that too will pass someday, if we're cauldron blessed. But yes, now that the bog entered these lands, I'd say it's fair to assume others might follow it, especially if the puker was already so bold." If the borders between the courts were gone, though, as I'd heard Lucian say, if everything in Prythian was different, as Tamlin had claimed, thanks to this blight, well, I didn't want to be caught up in some brutal war or revolution. I doubted I'd survive very long. Tamlin strode ahead and opened a set of double doors at the end of the hall. The powerful muscles of his back shifted beneath his clothes. I'd never forget what he was, what he was capable of. what he'd been trained to do, apparently. As requested, he said. The study. I saw what lay beyond him, and my stomach twisted. Can we count that?
I don't see why not. An IBS counter.
Chapter
Well.
complete.
Well.
What's in this study?
Books. Chapter 12 according to Maddie.
I know, but we just finished the chapter and you had no reaction. You're just like straight onto your notes. Normally you're like, oh, the study or like something. But anyway, it's fine.
Yeah, I have no reaction.
It's fine. Okay.
That was nothing.
Chapter 12, according to Maddie. Feyre can't read or write, but now wants to paint, but she hasn't requested it. ... Eavesdropping on Lucian and Tamlin. Tamlin's running out of time. For what? He's given up. For what? He's sealing their fates. How? But how? What does this mean? Knows Feyre took the knife. Taken Feyre to study after Daddy Lucian ditches. Blight this, blight that.
You want to know what my title for this chapter is?
Pick me, I want to know.
Okay, I pick you. Getting nowhere. We're getting nowhere. We're just getting a little bit of information. A little bit of information there. But what does it mean?
Title. I like the eavesdropping better.
No. We're getting nowhere. I'm absolutely sick of
We
it.
got to the study.
They didn't even say they were going to the study until we got to the study.
Yeah, we got there though.
But why? Because she can't read or write.
Questions. Lots of questions.
Yeah. Lots of questions.
So, statistically, we have 2 sentences starting with Anne.
Not bad.
We had 1 reference to Feyre's stomach, so we're putting that as the 8th tally for Feyre has IBS. What are you giving it out of 10?
3.
3. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, 3.
I'm not surprised.
Cool. Right, you ready to debrief this shit? So I'm more sitting on the situation of this whole conversation that Tamlin and Lucian just had. She was just eavesdropping. And then Lucian's like, I can't believe you're doing this. Like, you're not even trying anymore. You're just giving up. And everything's just getting worse. We're running out of time, Tamlin. And Tamlin's like, I won't be like my dad. We've spoken about his dad before, right?
Have we?
I don't know.
Maybe we just talked about when you speculated on him, why he's the head honcho.
Because his
And you were
brothers
like-
and daddy is shit. Well, they've done something and he doesn't want to be like that. So whatever he's trying not to be is something that's being asked of him. I don't know.
What do you think they might have done?
I don't
He
know.
doesn't
I have no clue. And they're running out of time. It's this blight shit. We've got this her. And there's no borders between the courts. So everything's just messy and muddled. Things are just weird.
It's like we said in a previous chapter. Sarah plants these seeds.
I will know them! I will know every freaking seed! I've picked up on them.
But
I freaking have them in my hands.
here's the thing. Will you know them when Sarah
Yeah.
gives you the answer? Or will you
No,
know
I
it
already
slightly
know.
before? Or will you know it well before?
See, all your little seeds, Sarah, they're all sprouted through the dirt.
I
and
love
they're-
how you just got so threatening, Sarah.
They're all just sitting there like this out of the dirt, and they're just like side-eyeing me and being like, have you guessed what flower I am yet? And I'm like, I almost got you. Just wait, just give me another little bit of morsel information and I'll have solved the whole story.
So maybe this chapter was more just...
Another
Some-
fucking seed.
Yeah, and like you can just marinate on that. But
Ah,
you probably don't have...
I'm sick of marinating. I'm like my chicken. Just marinating in mustard.
But then it tastes so good when you eat it.
Yeah.
Because
My
of all
chicken.
the extra flavour. Do you have some speculations, like options of what the blight could be?
Fucks with magic. But then there's this her. There's this little skanky her that's running around.
Oh, she's a skank, is she?
And like dark things, bad dark little creature fae are running around testing or fucking around with the borders or going into other people's homes and stuff.
Watching
waiting.
I don't know. I'll leave it open-ended.
Yeah. It's okay. You don't need to
I
draw
don't need to-
conclusions
yeah.
every chapter.
Exactly.
Jeez,
but
we're only human.
I will do my best.
And then there'll be chapters where everything just starts clicking, and
Yeah.
then you'll be like,
And I
beginning to feel like a rap god.
rap god. What are we gonna do now? Come back for next time.
So we'll see you next time.
See you next
Thank
time.
you for coming and playing.
Losers.
Whoa.
Who said that? Who said that? Oh my god. Who was that? It must have been the blight.
It must have been the blight. I'll just
What?
blame the blight for
Yeah.
everything now.
Blight my ass. Okay, bye guys.
Okay, bye. So I have a final gift.
Okay.
It comes with a story. So
Oh, if it's your teeth, I'm gonna fucking throw up.
don't.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No. No.
So Maddie and I, we realised we both needed to get our wisdom teeth out.
I'm so invested.
So I just wrote down some bullet points because I didn't want to miss anything. Okay. So basically, I go to the dentist and I'm about to get my wisdom tooth out. I'm listening to a podcast I'm like, cool, I'm ready. I have my 3 toys in my pocket and hands. I have my noise-cancelling headphones. I'm like, that's all I need on my person in the chair. What podcast do you think I was listening to?
The Office Ladies one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct. Ding, 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 ding.
Yay.
So I had that ready to go. All I need to do was press play. I showed the dentist my toys. He laughed and he said they were cute.
Cool.
Like, these are my toys, so I have something to fiddle with
Yeah.
during the process. Sweet. And then he was like, how are you? How are you feeling? And I was like, oh, I'm chill. I've been pretty chill today until about lunchtime. And then, like, I've started thinking, ooh.
Yeah.
This appointment was like 4 p.m. He was like, don't be nervous. It's mostly just noisy and then there's pressure. So then they do the happy gas and he just plugs it in. It's on my nose. And he's like, cool, I'm just going to leave the room for a bit, give you a couple minutes, and I'll come back and we'll just, like, check when it's kicked in. Oh, that's kind of like a weird question. Like, how do you know when something is kicked in or not?
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there, and then the walls start to go a bit squirmy. So I'm like, okay, I guess it's working. There was a dental assistant around in the room just getting shit ready, and I was just sitting there like, okay. And then I kind of realised I can't focus on my Office Ladies podcast right now. I'm going to have to switch to music because I was just, So I switched to Billie Eilish.
Yeah.
And the dental assistant glances at me and she's like, oh, you like Billie Eilish? And strikes up a conversation with me. So then I pause the music and I'm like, yeah, I'm actually going to see her in a couple of weeks. My first time seeing her live is really exciting. And yeah, it's not really the appropriate time to start a conversation with me, but then I didn't want to not have an interaction with her. So we bonded over that. And then she's like, he's coming back now. Do you want to just lay down? Here are your Speedo sunglasses. So I start to get comfy. And I've got Billy playing pretty quietly.
Okay.
And I'm trying to not respond anymore really to her. Like, I'm just sort of trying to get in my zone. And they're putting the chair back. So I'm like, okay, I'm getting ready. And then I noticed Friends playing on the TV, on the ceiling.
Okay.
Like, okay, alright, cool. Like, got Billie Eilish, got Friends, squishy in each hand, and I've got my phone to control the volume. Then oxytocin comes on.
Okay.
I was like, yeah, man. And at this point, I'm living the dream from the happy gas. I'm like, this is fucking it. Can you picture how oxytocin sounds? It's probably the best song for this to go down. Or at least at the time it was. So I'm just like in my Speedos. I'm like...
Right. Okay. Okay.
So that's going on. So I'm down and it starts to happen.
Yeah.
Oxytocin's blaring. This is great. I feel the first cut. I don't feel it. I just feel the pressure. But I'm like, it's cool. Squeeze. It's fine. We're fine. We're good. The surgery begins. I'm vibing. The drugs are working.
really well. And I paid that extra $100 for the drugs for a reason. Then he comes in with something else and it's really loud. Whatever the starting cut was like nothing. He comes in with like a and I'm like, oh shit, I can barely hear my music. I have my phone in one hand. I quickly go to like turn it up. This is where it kind of goes south. The music stops because I've accidentally activated emergency call. And so I'm just imagining the dental assistant. She's observing this, and I'm pretty sure my screen was faced up. So she just sees it go from Billie Eilish oxytocin to emergency call, SOS. And I'm like, no, I wanted more music, not less.
Get me out of here! Oh.
When you do emergency call, you can't get out of it from the side buttons.
You have to press
cancel on the screen. So pretty much I'm down there, my hands are busy, my face is busy, I'm getting drilled into.
Fuck.
And my music just goes away. And I was like, I just had the best 42-second vibe of the first section of oxytocin. And I was just wanting to crank it, and then it got taken away, and I was just in silence, listening to the fucking drill, and my face is sideways, and the pressure's like, it's like, are you for fucking real? Imagine, it'd be really nice if the dental assistant saw what was happening and could just press cancel, but I mean, what are the chances?
I mean, she's probably helping the dentist.
She's busy.
She's busy, yeah.
So at this point, I'm in the thick of it. No music, I'm just staring up at Friends, watching Chandler and Joey, like, I don't even know how long it was. Probably 5 minutes.
Yeah, you weren't gone for too long.
Yeah, the appointment was really quick. I probably only would have needed to listen to 3 songs, but I got like 40 seconds of one song, and then the rest was silence, and I had nothing to cling to. So,
oh my god.
That was pretty crazy. So it wraps up, they sit me up, it's over, and they're like, okay, we're going to give you 5 minutes to let the drug out of your system. So I'm sitting there and I'm a bit shaky. Okay, like, that was wild, but I survived. I'm here, and I'm just mustering the courage to drive home. Worst 50-minute drive ever. This place is on fire, and I'm like, that's weird. Peak hour freaking traffic, of course. Every time I stop at a traffic light, I have to like spit some blood out some little piece of plastic that I used as a receptacle. And I had to spit it out because it was triggering my gag reflex. Then I have multiple ambulances go past where we all need to pull over. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Just let me get home, guys. 10 minutes into the drive, the pain started to really kick in. And so I'm like holding my face. And then the issue of how dry my eyeballs felt. Salivating and spitting and squinting and just like it was all happening. Don't recommend driving yourself home.
Yeah.
Is moral of this story.
I wish I was there now. I wish I could have been there to support you.
Yeah, well, I needed you to be DJ, I guess. And DD.
Yeah. Yes. That whole car drive home is fucked.
Yeah.
Jeez
So here's your
Louise. If it's a Ziploc bag of your salivary shit, I'm not going to be happy.
It's not.
If it's your tooth, I don't know how I'm going to feel about that. You're not getting money from me. Wait, let me... Why is there a lump?
Hey, you gave me hair.
Oh my god, it's your tooth. You gave me your tooth. It's so weird. That's how our teeth look.
Yeah. And just picture, that was 90 degrees, not poking out of the gum at all. So it was just going this way.
Oh, into your other teeth.
Yes, that's a pretty small one though.
Yeah, that looks pretty tiny, I guess. Whoa, that's crazy. Gross, but crazy.
They're like, do you want to keep your tooth? I really did not expect that question. I was like, sure, my roommate will love it. Like, she's a witch, she can do a ritual. At least gotten a hunk of blood off it.
Nah, it adds to it, no. That's
yeah.
crazy.
That's it.
I knew it. I knew that pack was a fucking tooth. The moment you said you had another thing, it was part of the wisdom tooth story. Gross. So
Oh my God,
cool.
it's already-
I don't want to know, Joëlle. I don't want to know, Joëlle. My favorite part is the card because I like when Joëlle hand makes stuff. I'm fingering my bum. I'm fingering your bum. Whoever's listening to this, I'm fingering your bum. It's so easy to finger. Stop being so obsessed. The camera. I believe you gave me a lemon.
Well, that was to signify your car.
Me and my buns are so. Can you see me?
Yep. My pitties.
My pitties are gonna be so
They get
clean. They're gonna be clean. I'm gonna clean my pitties. Whoa. Oh, they smell good actually. This smells good. Sweet. Soap. It's like vanilla, but not vanilla.
Okay.
It's like it's a bean of sorts.
Bean.
Cool.